Alright guys, feeling very back more Psychonauts to still listen to the podcast.
Yes, let's
Started the
talk about
bowling
Josh.
alley thing.
Josh, who got nearly a 7 last
Let's
week,
go.
but Melissa blocked it. We will see what happens this week with, we'll start with Asia. Asia, how do you feel about Josh?
I love what I'm seeing with Josh. I thought Josh was going to be extremely passive in his gameplay, but I think that is just what he's trying to give off in the house. Like, he doesn't want to come off as, like, we already know, they don't know he's a doctor, right? He comes in, super confident, showing he's brilliant, then obviously he's going to be a target. But I think he's managed to decrease the target that is on his back, and or at least, like, minimize it a little bit, and, you know, creating these strong bonds with Kevin and Helena, and then also having a great relationship with Summer, and, you know, even though Tanisha may be on her way out, but at least having an okay relationship with Betty, and I just think that Josh has found himself in a position that he has enough social relationships across the house, and then creating this solid three that strategically I think will greatly benefit him, and I think he's kind of crept his way out of being, an easy con. I just throw Josh up because he's already on the spot. I think that people don't feel that way anymore, and I think that's a great thing. So I'm gonna have to
More than you got,
Seven
Sonny.
Asia. Well, the audience is still down at a 6 for Josh. They've not quite got up to a 7. And last week I did give Josh a 7. I felt very good about Josh. However, this week I can't say that I'm as high on Josh as I was last week. There are a lot of concerning things for Josh this week. First of all, prior to last night at the very least, he had been sort of going back to his introverted ways. He had not been talking as much game with people, and it was showing. A lot of people were talking about how they didn't feel cool with Josh anymore. They didn't feel like Josh was with them anymore. They felt very sketched out about Josh, and that was not great. Josh is also, and it shows in a sense in the way that, like, you know, Marty, who was very tight with Josh, is like, I don't know if we can trust Josh with this boat. And James, who's talking to Josh, is like, I don't know if we can trust Josh with this boat. A lot of people feel like he's way too close to Betty. They don't feel like they have him. They feel like he prioritizes Betty over them, and he doesn't. He doesn't even have the benefit of the person they think he's tight with, because he's not that tight. The person he's tight with is Kevin. And being tight with Kevin is not that great for anybody but Kevin. Unfortunately, I think Helena benefits the most because Helena's the person that Kevin's most loyal to. But despite the fact that Kevin pitches this whole thing to Josh about the three of them making a run, he tells Helena today, I mean, we're not actually going to take a run. Josh, are you kidding me? We're cutting him at like 7. That guy's going to cream us in the end. That's not great considering that Josh is really like relying on Kevin if he goes with this plan, because he's been kind of losing his social pull with a lot of the people in the house. And if he doesn't go along with the vote, then he's really showing that he is on that side. He's just at that point being placed there by Kevin to be his inside man, which doesn't benefit Josh in any way other than just giving advantage to Kevin. And Josh should be like, hey, I'm willing to flip with you guys. I'm totally on board. Keep me in your relationships and conversations because I want to have as many relationships and conversations as possible. That's why I like Skates so much last week. I don't like the direction he's heading this week. I love Josh, and I love how excited he got about Kevin's plan. If Kevin was like super down and genuine about it, I'd be all about it, and I'd be like, this is amazing. I think Josh is the Lisa of the season. I think the problem is that I think Kevin understands that you take Lisa out and you don't boot Amy. You boot Lisa and you keep Amy. And so I think that's very dangerous for Josh. I have to go down to a 6 for Josh with the audience here. I think I need from him to get back in with people like Jason Marty. His connection to Marty was so valuable. Just let it completely go by the wayside. I just really don't like that from Josh. But it's not like he's going home anytime soon or anything like that. But you know, I think Helena's on the rise. I think Josh dropping a little bit for me here. Melissa, what say you?
I mean, I totally see what you're saying. I kind of agree with Asia on this one. I just feel like maybe it's completely wishful thinking here and thinking that, like, oh, the Kevin, Helena, Josh thing could really work. But like, I do feel like Josh socially, when he tried, is very good. People want to work with him even when he doesn't try. Like, I really people like him and gravitate towards him, and he's constantly being brought up as like, oh, bring in Josh. So I just think that Josh, people who want to work with him still have these potential like outs or other connections, and then on top of that, you have Helena and Kevin while they are a thing. And, like, maybe it's not gonna last forever, obviously. But, like, I do think that they can make real serious moves that create damage and chaos, etc. Blah blah blah. But while working together, and I think that's great for him. I think yes, maybe this is like not a great week for him socially, but I do think that generally I'm seeing more of a player from him than I was last week. I felt like last week we were all like working around him, but I wasn't seeing anything. Now I feel like I am seeing him do more, and I think that, you know, the fact that I keep hearing his name being brought up, like, as a good thing, not as a we want to get him out. I totally get that it's like, you know, people are starting to get concerned that maybe he's dropping off in terms of social like interactions this week, but people still want to work with him, and I think if he just turns it back, he'll be back in with everybody. So I really do see it in him. I'm giving him the 7 mainly because I want to see how this goes moving forward. I think it's really good for him, but you know, who knows, next week he may be on before, I don't know. So I'm giving him the 7, benefit of the doubt, let's go.
There we go. Josh is going to move up this week to a 7. Let's talk about Kevin. How do we feel about
the man of the hour?
Kevin? Well, let's start with the audience. The audience last week gave Kevin a 6. This week, they're up to an 8 on Kevin.
That's a huge jump for the audience.
Kevin, it is a big jump for the audience.
Wow.
And I mean, I also feel very good about Kevin. I mean, where I feel like Josh, in my eyes, has moved down this week, I do think that Kevin has moved up. I think that Kevin benefits from Josh's loss just as much as Kevin benefits from Jess's loss, just as much as Kevin benefits from Summer's loss, as we'll talk about. Kevin is benefiting from everybody else losing this week, and he's a large part of why all of them are losing this week. And so, I mean, I think we have to give Kevin a lot of credit. This is definitely Kevin at the top of this game. This is definitely the best week he's had. The manipulation that he is running on Jess is impressive enough. He is absolutely running their HOH. That alone is like top tier stuff. That's great. The work he put in to dismantle Summer's game this week has also been very impressive. Summer was in an outstanding position last week. I was very high on Summer, and Kevin has been the driving force behind making sure that she is not in a good place anymore, socially or strategically. That's very impressive. He has also been continuing to work on his relationships. He's got a lot of influence over Marty. Marty is a very valuable piece on the board that he's able to direct decently well. He's gotten in with Gino and Jace well enough that he's able to work with them. He's obviously got Josh as well. I mean, again, being able to position Josh on this side, convincing Josh to vote against the majority, just to benefit Kevin's game is pretty impressive. And the way that he pitched it to Josh is not like how anybody else in this game would ever pitch anything to Josh, because they have no idea that that's what Josh would respond to. But Kevin did know that that's what Josh would respond to, and he responded to it. Fantastic stuff from Kevin there. And his overall game plan is good for him. Now, I don't know that his split vote will end up going through. I do think that there's a good chance that people like Ramon and eventually Josh will end up flipping back over and making it more of a majority thing. That would be the best thing in the world for Kevin. But I do think that what he's attempting here is very impressive. I think that his social game has been on point. I think that his biggest flaw right now in the game is that you do still have somebody like Ramon who is continuing to eye Kevin a lot. I think that Ramon leaving would have been best case scenario for Kevin this week. Tanisha leaving is probably second base best case scenario. And for all of those reasons, I'm going to go. I gave Summer the 9 last week because she was in an 8 position, performed very well over the course of the week. I'm going to do the same for Kevin this week. I think he's in an 8 position, but I'm very impressed with some of the maneuvers he pulled off this week, and I'm going to give him the 9. Melissa, what are your thoughts?
So I absolutely agree with what you're saying. I was going to give him an 8, but now I kind of want to give him the 9 because I feel like this has been consistent. It's like he pulled off some great moves in the past, and we've been like, wow, that's great, good job, Kevin. But we'll see how this shakes out. And I feel like every week he's been pulling off these, wild moves and these very exciting plays, and it's just been so great to watch. I'm absolutely loving Kevin. I think what he's doing is really impressive and well done. I mean, the way that he is able to pull these things off and still kind of maintain that persona of like, I'm just kind of causing chaos and who knows, I don't care. It's like, it's amazing. I'm very impressed by him. And so, I was gonna give him the 8, but honestly, yeah, I want to give him the 9 because it's just like, it's not just a one-off thing. It's not like, oh, this week he was a really impressive maneuver. It's like, he's done this in the past. He's been very impressive throughout. And I feel like he will go into the next week in a much better spot than he came into it. And I just am impressed, so I'm giving him a 9. Valid points. Those are all valid points. I came into this with a solid 8 for Kevin. But, he's literally been so consistent. Like, he's been so creative and adaptable. He's like thinking about Gino's HOH with coming into Danger. Like, I have to do something that's going to appeal to Gino. And then with Jess, okay, I need to appeal to Jess. I know I am Jess's number 1, so I have to appeal to what Jess needs, say what Jess needs to hear to make them feel comfortable. And I feel like Kevin has done a wonderful job of just adapting week to week and realizing what he needs to do given who's in the house. And so I'm super impressed too. I'm really liking what I'm seeing from Kevin. And we talked about this beard he's growing. Like, I'm getting so many people on Twitter being like, okay, Kevin's a hottie now? And I'm like, whoa, okay. I love it. He's just like, he's just, changing he's trying new things. I love someone who's not just rigid and thinks that, oh, I have to play this way because I'm such a huge fan of the show. I think Kevin is able to pick up all these little things from his Big Brother knowledge and implement them in a way that, like, he shows that he knows the game really well. And I think we may begin to see over time that he is like you described, Aaron, you said he's the Danielle, right? Yeah, so it's just like, okay, if he, we may look back on this season and say like, oh wow, Kevin was far above and beyond. Like, we've been seeing these people on a pretty even playing field, but the things that Kevin's doing, I'm not even sure what more he's capable of. So I'm really excited to see that, right? And so, y'all convinced me, I'll go with the 9.
At Capella University, we know the world is pretty smart.
Wicked smart.
So we made FlexPath smart enough that you can finish the bachelor's degree in business you started in 18 months for $18,000. That's smart. Capella University. Don't just learn
No,
smarter.
are you fucking serious?
There you go.
Okay, cool.
Yes, and I made the comparison to Danielle and Jason this morning. The important caveat, of course, is like if they pull it off, right? Like if it's successful. But the attempt is certainly reminding me a lot of them. But there you go, up to a 9 for Kevin this week. Watch him be gone next week.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. It's hard to find a scenario where he goes home in the double. But given that things could change based on this vote, nothing's impossible. But we will see. Let's talk about Marty. How do we feel about Marty? I think it's going to be me that kicks this one off. How do I feel about Marty? I don't feel great about Marty. This was obviously like Marty. Here's the thing. Marty continues to get his way. He can take, like, Josh went up on the block, Marty wanted Kyle up on the block, Marty now wanted Tanisha on the block, he wanted Tanisha to go home. He's getting his way, he's getting what he wants. The problem is that what he wants isn't necessarily what's good for him all the time. And he's very, very public about what he wants, so everybody sees that he's getting what he wants, and they find that very dangerous. The only reason he's, like, entrenched in anything at all is because people see him as very valuable to them because he's not a great player and he's very, like, out there and a big target in front of them and he's winning competitions. And that's the problem, he's out there as a big target. And a lot of people are looking at him as somebody that could go up on the block or somebody that could go home. I could easily see, if Summer or Betty were to win in HOH, like, I could easily see Marty going up there. I mean, he does have the Smarty thing with Summer, but she's talked about taking that shot. Betty's talked about taking that shot. And his relationship with Josh is starting to go down a little bit. I don't actually think Marty can go home to double. I do think the Marty's decently okay, as long as Betty doesn't win. I think he's probably okay. But his long-term prospects for me are not great. And like the way that he operates through the game, like he had no business getting in trouble this week. He had no business having people talk about how he's the problem and he's the one that got Tanisha on the block. Why is Marty involved in this at all? Like why is Marty bragging to people that he talked to Jess about getting Tanisha on the block? Why does Jess feel like it's appropriate to throw Marty on the bus that Marty's the one that got Tanisha on the block? Because nobody values him in that way. And for some reason on a Jess HOH he's getting a ton of blame as well, which is very typical of Marty in this game. So for me, I'm a 4. I'm 4 on Marty. It's up from last week. I feel like his positioning is better than it was last week in how safe he is, with only really Betty fully coming for him. But I would not be surprised if he was on next week. I would not be surprised if he was on the block for Marty next week. And I wouldn't be surprised if he won this game at this point in time. So that's where I'm at for Marty. Melissa, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. He's a 4 for me as well. I think his biggest weakness is himself. I think that he gets himself into these bad positions. He talks too much. He says too many things, and he doesn't, I just don't feel like he's a great spot out. And I do think he could be a potential target, even in the doubles knows. So yeah, I don't know how it's gonna pan out moving forward, but at this point,
All right, Asia, what do you think?
Yeah, y'all said it all. I think Marty, I feel like he's just kind of like a lone wolf right now. It's too close to the game for you not to have one person that's willing to stick their neck out for you. So it's just like, what's his game plan moving forward? It's like, he just can't be winning comps. And it can't just be, oh, well, I talked to this person, we have good, like, this good social relationship. There has to be a little bit more. And I think that's what Marty needs, is at least 1 to 2 strong allies, people that care that he leaves the game. I think that there's not one person that is going to be heartbroken that he left. Besides the fact that, oh, Marty's a nice guy, I enjoy talking to him in the kitchen. But it's like, oh, is anyone saying like, oh, if Marty leaves, my game is ruined, my game is over? And it's like, no one, he's not anybody's number 1 right now. And I think that's really dangerous, especially with, you know, this unpredictable double coming our way. So I agree with y'all, and I'll give him a 4 as well.
All right. Well, the audience is actually a little bit higher on Marty than we are. The audience gave him a 5. So there you go. 5 from the audience for Marty. Let's talk about
No. Okay, I didn't realize there was a gap there.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
I mean, obviously not that great, because he was put on the block. He got to fight with both Jess and Betty. He, you know, like, he's still on the block. You know, there's a total possibility that this flip isn't going to go through, and then he goes home. I mean, the odds are that
Wait, was this not where I was supposed to
There's
go?
a possibility he's still on the block. However, if he does survive this week, I do think that he has people who are interested in working with him moving forward. I think that obviously, like, the Betty Jess situation wasn't good for him, but I don't think it was cost enough in terms of other people in the house wanting to work with him.
Oh, it is
I think
something
this is some
different.
kind of weird position where he, you know, Betty would go after Betty and Kevin, and then like hold them, and hold Kevin like, guys, I said your name is not real, and then we still said my name. I don't know. It's just, he's not really doing the right thing, but he does still have people who want to work with him. I guess that's good moving forward, and I do think that, like, generally he can do a pretty good job
This is
of,
a cool
talking to
area.
people. So I
I do
think
like
he's
the
got that going for him,
design
although
of
this
these
is a great this
areas.
week.
Of
But yeah,
these
so at this point I'm gonna give him a 4.
All right, Asia. What do you think?
Yeah, Moose is a tough one
Man,
because
this thing's
I almost have
big.
those like rose-colored glasses. The other house just have that, like, oh, he's doing all these things and we just don't know it. And it's just like, maybe there just really isn't much more to it than what he's giving off. It's just that, you know, he doesn't know the game that well. He's just kind of, you know, seeing what he can do. He was doing a lot in the beginning, but ever since that was kind of called out by Kyle, he's just kind of like, it sucked the life out of it. It seems like he's not the same Moose you saw. So I really hope that if this flip comes through and he stays, that was a wake-up call for him and he's able to see, look, okay, that was too close. I almost left. I need to do something. I need to pull together the people that I do have strong relationships with, or I need to assess the house, see where I can plug myself in. So, you know, but that's all hypothetical. That's just like, oh, what if he does this? It's not showing anything that he is currently capable of. And, you know, we also have to take into consideration the fact that he almost could be going home. You know, he wasn't the initial target, but he could just his sole purpose was to nominate somebody close to Moose so that Moose could go home. So, I don't know. It was a very close call, and I could see other people putting Moose up as well. So, I'm struggling between 3 and 4 because, honestly, I do see him. I think it would be a very easy situation for someone to put up Moose, just like it is for someone to put up Jace for Jace. So, I'm just like, I think last week he was a 5. This week he ended up on the block, and he's being saved by no doing of his own. He's still campaigning. You know, this is really Kevin's doing. So, this is tough. I'll go with I'm gonna go with a 3.
A 3 from Asia. There you go. The audience went with a 4. But I think I'm more with you, Asia, on this one. I was with you. I was between 3 or 4 for Moose because if I were to go with the 4, the reasoning would be more on the side of, like, if he survives and he continues what he's doing, where he's kind of like logging in votes from the other side and kind of promising them safety, then hopefully he's in a position where he can kind of play the middle a little bit, or at least be in the spot where, like, Ramon is trying to be, where, you know, people on that side don't have to look at Moose.
Don't touch that. That's private. Oh!
You loved her?
Her name is Lucretia, but I called her Lucy. And even from that first date in that grimy bowling alley, I knew that it was too good to last forever. Hey, all relationships end one way or another. Well, I just didn't think it would end so badly. Hey, cheer up. Even gutter balls return. Eventually. Rasputin,
Agent Cruller, how do you feel?
I've done a terrible thing. And so have you.
But we just wanted to undo what Maligula did to you.
Maligula didn't do this to me. That's the first thing I've learned in here. The rest, you're gonna have to see for yourself.
Ford, what is it?
See for yourself.
Where am I right now? No. This is Tomb of the Sharkophogus. Okay, fine. Whatever. Sure. So I'm assuming we're going to fight a thing.
Agent Cruller, I'm getting less sure I want to see this.
Oh no, I don't think you'll want to see this at all.
What? Ah! Ah!
Okay.
Hey, Ford, what's the deal with the Deep Six treatment?
I did what I had to do. I loved her after all.
Wait, what?
Someday when you fall in love, you'll understand.
Okay, one of them.
Ford, what's going on here? What did you want me to see?
I couldn't let her go free. She was a danger to the world.
So is
Even
that
though it
what's
was the
supposed to,
world that
like,
made
is
it
this like the
dangerous.
culmination of all those
Lucretia?
like, storylines? And
Where is
there's
she?
like 3
Safe.
different quests that we got that one
She's
time.
safe. Well, she was. We all were. Huh, not anymore.
Look, Ford, whatever I'm supposed to know, just spit it out.
I had to hide her from the world because they'd never forgive her. And I had to hide her from me because I'd never forget her.
Where? Where did you hide her?
She's with family.
A ton. They can look at Herman instead. They can look at even like maybe Betty or Summer instead. But I don't know like how solid that is, and I also don't know for sure that he's this. But I don't hate where he's coming out of this week.
No,
Where he kind of can like look at Herman as a bigger target. Maybe he can maybe like work his way into something else, especially since he's been so under the radar. He kind of has a clean slate for some people, not for Jess. But the reasons I do have to go with the 3, I think, are a lot of the things, that's projecting to the future. If I'm looking at what has actually happened to this point, it's a lot of negative. He did end up on the block, he lost the veto. He definitely could have very easily gone home, and part of that would have been his fault. Naming those names unnecessarily was a rookie mistake. Getting into a fight about it afterward, kind of another rookie mistake. He didn't need to, make that case in front of, in front of Jess in the way that he did. I think he should have had a private conversation with Diana that just pulled him in. And I don't fault him for that argument in any way. But strategically, I think he needed to keep Jess on his side if he wanted the best chance of staying, and he did not. And he lost the support of some of his allies briefly. He got it back, but just like overall the messiness, you look at Herman and you look at Moose, and Moose is just making so many rookie mistakes compared to Herman, who was playing a lot more solidly, not naming names, not getting into arguments with people, and it's just not great. It's not great for Moose. And on top of that, he still could theoretically go home this week. It's looking pretty good for him that he will stay, but this house is very fluid and lots of things can happen, and Jess could change their mind after another conversation with Moose, and who knows how that changes things. And Moose could get into an argument with Betty again, theoretically. Like they've patched things up for now, but Betty might be like, hold on,
I hid her among her family, Rasputin. Among your family.
No, no, no!
Well, she's...
I projected memories and feelings on your father so he would accept her.
Except Maligula?
Yes. As your grandmother.
No!
Okay, well, that's kind of random.
And we love trees. That's why we...
I
That's
just
something.
remembered that you all.
What a twist.
Let me go!
Listen, Raz, I know you're mad.
My great aunt killed my grandma. And so you made us babysitter for 20 years?
Now look it. You spring
my
this news
great
on your
aunt
family
killed
now,
my
them
grandma.
memories will unravel, and there's no telling how they'll react.
So?
They might try to kill her. If Lucretia is attacked, if she feels the need to defend herself, that dark spirit could reawaken inside her. Maligula really could rise again.
Alright, last episode uploaded.
Alright, guys.
You're right to be mad, Rasputin. I was young. I made a terrible mistake. But we need to deal with that after we get control of this incredibly dangerous situation.
She's not there. Probably wandered off into the woods again. She keeps doing that.
I know where she's going. The Psychonauts started out here, in the heart of the forgetful forest. There's a compound deep in these woods, protected from intrusion by psychic devices, traps, and illusions. I think Lucy's trying to get in, trying to go home. Remember, mad later, mission first. Now stick close. I'll show you how to get through.
Okay. Shit. Oh my god, I closed everything. I'm a fucking idiot. So this is still... Oh no, this is a different area now. Green Needle Gulch. Wait, are we like reaching the end game? Because if I remember right, after like Strike City and all those, like there were only like 6 or so, like 6 areas left.
I just
Like we already
remembered
did
that you
this,
also
and
said
yeah,
this thing
now we're
about
at here,
him,
so
you
it's
know
like
what I
we're
mean?
getting
Or
pretty
like,
close to the end of
honestly,
it.
Betty could get mad at Moose for campaigning because he kind of told Betty that he wasn't going to
clear.
campaign. So, there are any number.
Wow.
Which like I'm fine with. I want this to be
It's
done.
really all still
but-
here. The Green Needle Gulch. So much history here. I mean, this is where you assembled the team that would become the Psychonauts. This is where you first discovered Psytanium. Where Otto made his first psychoactive devices. Where Cassiopeia wrote her books. Where Helmut Fullbear workshopped his psychodicy. Where Bob Zanato and Compton Bull pioneered communication with plants and animals. And where... I mean, this is where it all began.
No, Raz. This is where it all ended.
Fuck. Alright, let's just get the podcast up, I guess. Oh, did I land in the water? Oh, fuck, I wasn't paying attention.
Number of things that could go
Oh,
wrong
did
here.
it sink?
Not
It might
that
sink.
Betty
Okay,
would
sink.
send him home this week, but like, you know, it's just, it hasn't been a great week for Moose. I think you're probably looking at Moose now at a 4 overall.
Oh.
This probably might be a good time to buy low. I think Moose could be on the rise, but I could also see Moose heading home on Thursday, one way or another, right? In this double eviction. Like, it is a dangerous spot for him, and he still has a long way to go before he climbs this chaotic ladder. So...
Yeah. On that point, I do think that that's a dangerous thing, that if Moose says one thing and Justin's like, oh no, I need him to go, and Kevin's already so sold on this split, I think that could be a little bit of...
Nona?
Beauty, what are you doing here?
Do you know where you are? What can you tell me about this place?
I think I used to keep the cinnamon over there.
Oh, we don't have much time. Her old memories are coming back.
What's going to happen?
Listen, Raz. This compound, we got into some pretty far-out stuff here.
I've read about...
The kind of stuff they don't write about in true psychic tales, okay? We all pushed each other to go farther, to broaden our consciousness, to open every closed door in our minds. It made us defenseless, psychically. But we were in a safe place here. We had each other. Then her homeland was attacked. She insisted on helping. I begged her not to go in that condition, so vulnerable. War brought something out in her that should have been locked away.
Maligula.
After the deluge, I brought her back here and closed those doors again, with Maligula on the other side.
How?
With the astrolabe. A powerful tool we developed to make alterations to our psyches.
That doesn't sound safe.
Now you wouldn't understand. It was an age of exploration. But you're right. We were messing with powers we didn't understand, and now I have to clean up this mess. But I'm not the psychonaut I used to be, Rasputin. I need your help.
What do you need me to do?
First, I need you to go to the Heptadome and prepare the astrolabe. While I stay here and keep a close watch on her.
Be right back, Nona.
Away from the river, Booty! Aha! I knew I had some chewing tobacco hidden in here.
Is that straight thoughts I'm thinking of?
Fuck off. Okay.
Got it. Incredible. This is where the first Psychonauts met. And this must be the astrolabe. Well, I'll just turn this thing on then. Well, those are thick and thorny. Yikes. Okay, I'm gonna need a little help here.
Okay. Okay, well, either way. Should I end here? I think if I end here, I can do one more episode. So I think that's what we'll do. But yeah, for now, thank you for watching.